So finally, we come today to the blaze of glory. That's the Sancto, Spiritu, the last section of this 1733 part of the work. As you know, it's extremely difficult to sing. I've put below a duplication of what John had already shared with you, but you might have missed, which is a website called Cyberbase, and that has the ability to play you a little file of your part. And perhaps more importantly, to as well as highlighting out on a kind of synthesizer thing, it allows you to slow down the file so you can do it at a speed which your brain can actually cope with, whatever that might be. So if you click on the link, then you'll need to choose which part you are first, and then it'll start to play under the Sancto Spiritu section. Of course, you can save this page and go back for other movements, and then once it's started to play, you can then just under there's a bar with the play sort of icon and the sort of thing that runs as it gets through the track. Just under there, you can think there's a little text saying slower, so you can slow it down to a more manageable speed. And I think it's really worth doing that before you go try and sing along to an existing recording, to really just take it in slowly and remind yourself of how it goes. It's fantastically exciting, got all the trumpets and the drums with that rhythm, the drums going, this sort of very percussive rhythm, and this very exciting bass line. In the bar 132, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth bar of this particular movement, the bass is going, and very, very complicated and exciting in every respect. So there's complexity all around. Again, there's contrasts of texture when the voices drop out in bar 136, which is the 9th bar of the movement. The scoring changes slightly, so listen out for that. And there are sections with and without the trumpets. And when the trumpets are in, it's of course very exciting. When they have the long held chords, we talked about this in rehearsals, listen out for the trumpets going. And doing all that kind of exciting embellishments. And then later on, very complicated, exciting stuff. And listen to how brilliant and how bright the sound is of the Baroque trumpets. And the drums are, compared to modern timpani, they would have, rather than a modern, whatever they use, some kind of plastic, I guess, these would be kind of cowhide or some animal skin that they would use, and you get a kind of dry sound, which is exciting but not overwhelming in any way. Very clean and crisp. The whole sound is very, very crisp. We've talked a lot about how this piece works. You've got the fugue, which the tenors start halfway through bar 164. When they start. I don't know if you've got these new bars or old bars. And notice there how the texture, it's a completely new section, and he starts, this is the kind of final run into the blaze of glory that it finishes in. The texture completely cuts down. We've just finished with the full orchestra and full choir, and then suddenly it's just the tenors and the organ and a couple of bass instruments. Then he builds it up in a kind of fugal way, bringing in the parts one by one. So the tenors start, then the altos, first sopranos, second sopranos, and when the second sopranos and basses come in, they're very close together, just 2 notes apart. So you get the feeling of building up and the excitement building up. So really, I just want you to enjoy this. One thing it's always been made a massive impression on me is the way this piece ends. I'll just find it in my score. Yes, it's just the 3 bars before the end. The For the first time, you get this new rhythmic idea very, very clearly in the first trumpet part. He has these brilliant semiquaver triplets, which he introduces just to show that this is really the final gesture. So this concludes the first two sections of the work, which are, as we said a couple of times, written first. We're doing really well. We're getting through it a lot. I think we've probably got about another 4 weeks to get through the rest of the piece, and then we'll start to look at some new music, maybe do a bit more learning, which will be a nice change. So I hope you enjoy singing along with this. Have a good week. The committee are meeting tonight, so we'll report back on anything new. And stay safe, everyone, and have a good sing this week. Take care.